Oh, it's over. It's over, people. Arsenal 3, Dinamo Zagreb nil. I think paint watchers Arsenal dry, people. Listen, in all seriousness, Arsenal 3, Dinamo Zagreb nil, and I'm just glad it's over, to be honest. No, no. Am I joking? Probably not. No, I am glad it's over. I am. I'll be honest. I'm glad it's over. But listen, Arsenal did win 3-0, and Arsenal have qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League. And Man City did get cooked by PSG, and I've seen Dembele nutmegging people as well in the highlights. So I suppose, as Ice Cube once said, today was a good day, people. Listen, 3-0 to Arsenal. I predicted 4-0. This is a Dinamo Zagreb that haven't played football in a competitive game since December. They've obviously had their winter break. They lost 9-2 to Bayern Munich earlier in the season in the Champions League. They're a team that we should be beating comfortably at home. The score looked quite comfortable in the end, and we did dominate the game. It's just our chance creation wasn't great. We go 1-0 up after 90 seconds. Declan Rice, quality finish. Little set by Havertz. He volleys it in the bottom corner. And you're thinking the floodgates are going to open here. This could be 4-5, 6-0. And we go in at half-time 1-0 up. Didn't really test the keeper enough. Still not shooting from distance, which is very frustrating. And you're thinking 1-0, that's not good enough. Dinamo Zagreb are still in the game. Listen, we did finish them off in the second half. Martinelli puts the best cross of the game for him. Straight on Havertz, who nods it in from 6-7 yards out. Decent header. Gets himself a goal, which will hopefully boost his confidence. And then the third goal, Trossard comes on. Gets the byline, crosses. Good cross, gets a slight deflection. And pillow foot, Martin Odegaard stumbles it over the line from about 3 yards out. Nearly got his foot stuck in the net after scoring the goal. But again, hopefully that does his confidence some good. You've seen these compilations. Odegaard's last 18 shots with no power. He's gained the nickname Pillow Foot after calling him Solagard. But he has scored a goal now. It was a yard and a half out, but still, he finished his chance. And Arsenal win the game 3-0. Let's look at the constructive criticism and the positives tonight. If I'm going to be a little bit constructive, I will say Arsenal, look, we're going into the knockout stage now. Obviously, we've got the Girona game, but after that, you're likely to come up against opposition like maybe Liverpool, maybe Bayern Munich again, maybe Real Madrid. You're going to have to go up to another level if you're going to deal with sides like that. Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan. Especially in the away leg, I just think Arsenal have to start playing slightly quicker if they're going to damage these teams in the latter stages of the Champions League. I still think the tempo is a little bit slow, a little bit predictable. And I think if Arsenal are going to finish games off and score goals, they need to improve the tempo moving forward. Listen, people will sit here and say Arsenal, they won't win the Champions League. They've never won it. Saka's out injured. They don't have a prolific striker. It's not going to happen. And I understand that. But this is a cup competition and it's very different. It's wide open. You've seen teams like Inter Milan get to the final. Tottenham get to the final. Chelsea in a season where Lampard had been sacked. AC Milan made the semi-final. Probably the difference why those teams have made finals and maybe we could still struggle is because even Tottenham had Harry Kane. You know, Inter Milan had Martinez and Lukaku that season who were scoring a lot of goals. You know, Chelsea were scoring goals that season, although Havertz was one of the goal scorers, which was crazy. But they had a fantastic defence with Thiago Silva, and I think that was their base to build from. Arsenal need to go into the market over the next, 10, 12 days of this window being open. Whether you go for Sesko or Cunha, who are the two players that we're being linked with at the moment. Personally, and I said this on the watch-along, I would like to see Arsenal go for Victor Gyökeres. I just think whoever signs him, if they create chances, he is a guaranteed goal scorer. He's a goal machine. Now, I know it doesn't always work like that. And listen, Gyökeres might have said to his agent, I have no intention of leaving Sporting Lisbon in January. I want to finish the season and leave in the summer. And maybe that's why no club is making offers for him because he's put it out there, I'm not interested. However, he did do an interview saying he was disappointed nobody came in for him in the summer, which indicates he was looking for a big move. He's a goal machine. You look at the goal he scored tonight, the way he finishes it, does the defender, smashes it in with his left foot. One of the top goal scorers in the Champions League. So this whole narrative that he is only doing it in a Farmers League, that needs to go out of the window as well. You know, he's done it in the Championship, done it in Portugal, and now doing it in the Champions League. I would activate that release clause. You've obviously got Victor Osimhen at 65 million. There's a clause to get him out of Napoli. We know the club wants Sesko. Arteta seems to be the guy that he wants. He does look like he's got potential, but do Arsenal need potential right now? I think we need somebody that is closer to being the finished article than somebody that may become the finished article in the future. Cunha's a very good player. I think his qualities would benefit this team. He can dribble, he can shoot, creativity and attack in midfield. Cunha can play up front, but I think in the Arsenal team, he may not play up front and may possibly play just off the striker. Although he can play up front and has led the line well at times for Wolves this season. We do need to bring in quality. We've missed out on players like Kvara, who I think we should have been all over in this transfer window. I want to ask you in the chat, what striker would you go for in this window? Gyökeres for me is the one. After him, who would you go for? If you had to list 1, 2 and 3, would you go Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen? Isak doesn't look realistic in this window. Who would you go for? Or have you got another name? Some people have said Openda. Some people have said Jonathan David. Some people are saying put Cunha up front. Who would you go for? Very interested to hear the names. A player that a lot of people are talking about is Santiago Jimenez, who plays for Feyenoord. Apparently could be available for around £40 million. Tall, I believe he's a left-footed striker. Scored 2 goals tonight against Bayern Munich. Has a very good goal record over there in the Dutch league. And, you know, that could be a cheaper alternative. And my only concern with Sesko is for 65 million, he doesn't seem to have the goal record to back up the hype and the expense. Now, people will say, yeah, but you wasn't fully convinced about Isak when he left Sociedad and now you'd break the bank for him. And you're right. You're right. But I think we're in a different stage now. I think when Isak went to Newcastle, we'd just finished 5th. And we were still in Project Youth. We just wanted top 4. Not that we just wanted top 4, but that was the aim. I think now we're trying to win the league. Manchester City have got Haaland and Mamouche. City have got 2 top quality strikers there. Liverpool are talking about buying a striker in the summer as well. Imagine if Liverpool went and bought Isak or bought Gyökeres and look at the firepower they've got already. So Havertz and Sesko still doesn't make me believe, yes, that wins us the title. If we buy Sesko, I will give him my full support and I hope he does the business. But I just think there are more ready-made strikers out there that are ready to come in and just score goals and take on that expectation. My worry with Sesko, does he come to the big club as the young striker that hasn't been in that pressure cooker before and he ends up like a Rasmus Højlund or a Nicholas Jackson where they're not bad, but they're not good enough to take on that responsibility at a big club. What do you guys think? How good is Sesko in your opinion? Out of the 2 players we're being linked with, let's aim at the players we're being linked with at the moment. There's no links to Gyökeres. Would you rather sign Sesko or Cunha? Cunha, a versatile player, can play attacking midfield, can play off the left, can play up front. Or Sesko, out-and-out striker. Would you take Cunha now, wait for the striker, go for the striker in the summer? Or would you just get Sesko in as that number 9? As for tonight, some positives. Havertz, confidence booster, goal and an assist. I said before, you guys know I'm not a fan of him, but while he's at the football club, we need him to do the business. Goal and assist will boost his confidence. Thought Declan Rice played well, some great set pieces. When they weren't throwing plastic cups at him, he scored a good goal. Martinelli got a good assist. Trossard another assist. Odegaard will feel relieved to get that goal and hopefully we get some sort of goal scoring run out of him. Good to see Waneri back. Explosive pace, man. So quick. I do think he ends up getting that right-hand side spot until Saka returns. Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling. Honestly, I'm going to try and be as respectful as possible. Send him back to Chelsea and pay the wages. People go, no, we got him on loan for the season. We signed the contract. No, we're contracted to pay his wages for 12 months. Remember when Leeds sent back Eddie and Nketiah after 6 months? So they did have a break clause in the contract, actually. Send Sterling back to Chelsea. We will pay you 100 grand a week to take him off our hands. Raheem, the culture, Jamaica, all of that. I'll always defend it. But brother, it's over. Respectfully. You've had a great career. Trophies in the cabinet. Millions in the bank. Met the guy a few times on a personal level. Cool guy. Raza, it's over, bro. Go home tonight. Learn Arabic. Get your agent. Speak to some clubs. Get yourself out of here, bro. It's done. You've been a first-team player in the Prem since 16. You're now 29. Your legs are going. He looked out of ideas tonight. He looked confused. Let me just finish by saying the NPC jacket in the Arsenal store. Don't buy it, people. I like merch. I'm wearing Arsenal merch now. But the NPC jacket, you're gone too far this time, Biggs. You're gone too far. Anybody that's watched Shotters, you're right there with me. If you haven't, you're thinking, what's he talking about? Right, people, Arsenal 3, Dinamo Zagreb 0. Give you all a bit of advice. If you didn't watch the game, don't watch the highlights. Don't waste your time. 2 p.m. tomorrow, I'm back. Like the video and subscribe. We're in the last 16, people. Are we going to win the Champions League? Not unless we sign some proper players. And not with Raheem Sterling playing right wing. Sorry, Raza. Take care, everyone. Bless.